If you have been rolling with me on this XRP journey, type XRP in the chat. Why is that? Because I'm the main one on here keeping it real with you and telling you exactly what I see in the charts and in the news. I'm not giving you no fluff. And that's why I'm getting comments like this. Keenan, you definitely called it that it was going to drop down here. Dang, this happened just like you said. Again, you called it. You said it was going to come towards the 161. I want to tell you something. You get good at cryptocurrency in the market when you understand the mechanics. I wasn't 100% certain that it could come down there, but I knew the mechanics, and the mechanics told me if it comes down significantly, it's going to hit this level or around it and then bounce right back up. And I want to show you an example. When you look at the charts, you might very well see this red line right here where it says XRP came down to about, depending on the app you were on, somewhere between about, let's call it 140 and about 170. But technically it's about 160, like in the average in the middle, just like we were saying. But I always tell you, you have to understand the charts and understand how quickly crypto can move. And even better, understanding where the whales, where the large investors are going to buy it at, because they're the ones who can reverse it and push it back up. And if you look at this red line, and this is on the weekly chart. Oh no, you got to zoom out, baby, if you want to see this one. Let's zoom out to the yearly chart and look at this red line and how many times we came down and touched this level of support on a yearly time frame. So when XRP was all the way up in the $3 range, and I'm telling you, yo, I'm not saying it's going to happen for sure, but I looked at the technicals. I see the news going on. I see how they're playing with everybody in the background, in the news, in the politics, overseas. I see what's going on. So the only way I'm willing to buy it is if it comes all the way down to 161. And then the moment it did, we start getting messages like this. Degraded performance on Coinbase. Degraded performance on transactions in Binance. Degraded performance on Robinhood. People are having issues buying and selling. Their orders are getting rejected. But guess who didn't get caught up in none of the foolishness because I knew how the market went? Me. I knew not to go and buy it up at the $3 levels at this current point because I knew I'd be able to get it lower. And since I know that I'm in no rush, I'd rather dollar cost average in. And how am I able to get this information on how the whales buy? It's literally because I have better tools than most people have. But I often share my tools and I don't gatekeep them. And I'm telling you, download the Moomoo app. I'm gonna put you on another tool. And this one's gonna help you with your XRP right here. It's called the Money Flow tool. If you look at the weekly time frame on the Money Flow tool on XRP, you can see that the red bars pointing down are the outflow. And then you can see that the green ones pointing up are the inflow. These are your big buyers who are either pushing money in or taking money out. And week after week after week, they've been taking money out of XRP. What's going on? Do they know something is going to happen? Do they know something that's coming? Family, it looked like they did. So I highly encourage you to match the tools that I have at a minimum. Download Moomoo, put at least $100 on there. Do not wait. Do this today so that you can have easy access to this information and be ready before things happen, before the public is surprised. And you can see, oh wait, the whales and the big dogs, they're not buying this. I looked at the Money Flow tool on Moomoo and I can see that nice and easy. So download it. The link is in the top of the description, and you're going to get also other bonuses like a $25 reward just for joining it called a cash reward, and then 8.1% interest on your uninvested cash, and then up to $1,000 of NVIDIA stock. Now, there's some more pieces of information on this that I want to show you, and it's the daily Money Flow tool where we can see even day after day after day, a lot of red on the bottom, but then every so often, there's a little bit of green that's popping up on the Money Flow chart. Why is this important? Because now we're going to be able to see when they are buying it. So when next thing you know, when the politics come out and China is saying that they're not afraid of a trade war and they accuse the U.S. double standards and they're having a retaliation for the rare earths that they're limiting that the U.S. could get, the rare earth minerals. China accused the U.S., and I'll read it to you right now. China accused the U.S. of having double standards, and they're now defending their new export control on rare earth minerals. And they're saying it's legitimate. And then on October 10th, Trump said he's going to potentially give 100% tariffs to China. And this is what caused not just the XRP sell-off, but the overall market sell-off, family. This is one of the biggest, they call liquidations, or basically people getting cashed out, selling low. One of the biggest of all time in a single day. So what do we do with this information? Because over here, we like to be solution-based and not just looking after the fact and seeing what can happen. What we do is We use the tools that we have to make sure we can see these things coming. And then we use limit orders to get better prices. Often when I tell you a price on here, I can't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell. You've seen that I'm not your financial advisor. You've seen that I made a whole lot of money on crypto. You've seen that we know what we're talking about after all this time. How? Because we have a system, and I want you to be a part of that system by understanding that you got to take this very seriously. The buy level for me for XRP is still around the 161 level. I'm not buying it at the $2 level right now, 2025. I'm not buying it at the $2 level in October. I'm not buying it at that level right now. I may eventually see different flow from the institutions, different money flow, and then I'll be willing to buy it at these elevated levels. But as it currently stands, while they're pushing it down, I'm personally good. My bags are already loaded. I already got a whole lot of XRP, so I only got to buy it or want to buy it at a point where I just can't resist it. For now, I'm just holding on. But there are things that I see that I do want to buy and have significantly more of. One of them is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently $113,000, and I'm trying to work my way up to getting over $1 million in crypto, family. It's as simple as that, because we are really making a whole lot of money with this crypto. And Bitcoin, why this one? It's not just better than XRP or Ethereum or whatever. It's not none of that. The thing is, the institutions, the money is actually flowing into Bitcoin. And what I'm doing is I'm getting in before they get in. And I've been getting in for years now, but now I'm going even heavier than before, because I believe Bitcoin is going to eventually be 250,000, if not 500,000. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen over time. Another one, Ethereum just hit over 4,000. It came down to about 3,600. So keep your eye out on that one too. Every single one of these that I'm saying, I want to hold long term. Here's another stock that I want you to pay attention to that we actually got blessed in many times. You've been rolling with me and KGU. We've been buying AMD shares. We've been buying AMD options. I've seen people make life-changing amount of money just in a day from AMD. That ain't gonna happen every single day. But now that she came all the way up to like 240 and then dropped it like it was hot all the way down to about 214, the business didn't change. The only thing that changed is the news and the trade war and the politics, which means this stock has the potential to go boom, right back up like crazy. And then another one, APLD. If you've been rolling with me, I know you've been killing this one. So let's continue to knock these out of the park, family. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope you have a great and blessed Sunday. And I want to leave you with a quote that I recently heard. If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I hope that you invest into yourself so that you can hit those goals. I see you in the next one. Download the Moomoo link to get some free stocks and support the channel. I see you again, and take care.